I've put together some ideas for habits that you can use going through this course and in life as a highly sensitive person to optimize your chances for success and how to get the most out of this course. So first of all, what do we consider success to mean? How do you define success in your life? How will you measure your own success in this course? Everyone's definition of success is slightly different, and I encourage you to think a little bit on what success means to you. To successfully complete this course, you will essentially need to build a new habit of consistently engaging with the course material. In the book Atomic Habits, an excellent book on habits and human behavior by James Clear, he defines a habit as a routine or behavior that is performed regularly and, in many cases, automatically. Here are some other very good quotes from this book that I'd like to share with you. And by the way, this is only a small sample of the wisdom in this book, so I highly recommend adding it to your reading list for the future. You'll get what you repeat. A slight change in your daily habits can guide your life to a very different destination. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. Ultimately, it is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. Your actions reveal how badly you want something. And the point is to master the habit of showing up. He also says that every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. First, decide the type of person you want to be. And second, prove it to yourself with small wins. And people who make a specific plan for when and where they will perform a new habit are more likely to follow through. So how do you gain these small wins? How do you ensure you will follow through? Let's again draw on the Atomic Habits wisdom. James Clear says, in order to succeed in building good habits, you need to make it obvious, so that whatever you need to do to perform the task is clearly visible. Make it attractive, so that you'll want to do it. Make it easy, so you'll have less resistance to doing it. And finally, make it satisfying, so that you'll want to repeat it. James Clear of Atomic Habits also says that not only is it important to your success to plan when and where you will perform a task, but it is also important that your environment be conducive to your success. And as highly sensitive people who are sensitive to their environments, you will learn more in this course about how important it is for your environment to be supportive. So I recommend creating a designated space for yourself where you will participate in this course, and set it up as an HSP sanctuary. Whether that's an entire room, a space outside on your deck, or just a corner of a room with a comfy chair. Make sure it's in a place where you feel comfortable, without distractions, and is supportive to you as a highly sensitive person, meaning not too much stimulation around you. For some, this might be their desk, and for others it might be a reading nook, their deck, or even their car. Experiment with places until you find what works for you. However, I recommend that you find somewhere that's not too comfortable, like a bed or a hammock, in case you tend to fall asleep. Sit somewhere where you can relax and be focused as well. It's also good to note here that you can work on creating an inner sanctuary as well, to set yourself up for success no matter where you are, like an internal reset button to get you in the right mindset or zone for proper focus and calm energy. This tool is especially useful if you are planning on engaging with the course on public transit on the way home from work, or if you have a very busy household. This is also just a fantastic skill to practice throughout life. So let's talk a little bit about how you can set yourself up with an inner sanctuary, and coincidentally, some other habits you can adopt to increase your chances of success in this course and in life. The first one is practicing deep belly breathing and engaging the rest and digest mode of the nervous system versus the fight or flight mode, which is the mode we can often find ourselves in this busy modern world. Doing deep belly breathing tells the body that it can switch into rest and digest mode, which helps your whole body to relax. To do this, you slow your breath at a comfortable pace by focusing on breathing in deeply through the nose, holding for a few seconds, and then exhaling deeply out through the mouth, slowly stretching your breath in and out as is comfortable for you. You can aim for this goal. Breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 7, and then breathe out the mouth for 8. You can practice and work up to those times, so don't fret if you can't start off breathing in and holding your breath that long. It usually takes the body a few breaths and practice at doing this to get as far as 7 and 8 seconds. Also, try and make sure you aren't inhaling into the chest, but into the belly. Place your hand on your stomach and do your best to breathe into this area of the body. You can start each course content session this way, whether you are sitting down to watch course content or to do a journaling exercise. It's a great way to calm the nerves and focus the mind. Next up is interrupting overthinking. Think of your mind like you're riding a bicycle. Pedaling, 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 whirring by, getting faster and faster. When you notice this happening, it can be good to consciously try to slow your pace, as in pedal the bike slower. Slow yourself to a pace where you are no longer pedaling, and then completely get off the bicycle. When your mind is spinning with too much information, it's time for a break. Get your eyes onto nature, move and get outside, switch gears, and get grounded. The brain needs time to process, especially that of a highly sensitive person, but when you feel it running in overdrive, thinking repeatedly in a way that's not productive anymore, it's time to get out of your head and get more into your body. If this happens while going through the course material, it's okay. When you notice yourself feeling overstimulated, taking in too much information at once, or zoning out entirely because you are stressed and checked out, or can't focus on something for very long, or your thoughts are on repeat, cycling through the same things over and over again, that is when you need to do something restorative for yourself. Rest your mind and get back into your body. You also might want to consider trying a short meditation practice. This helps you slow down the mind, organize your thoughts, and deepen your self-awareness, and remain grounded throughout the course or life. It's also a great idea to write down any recurring or nagging thoughts that pop up while you meditate. If you've never meditated before, I suggest you start out easy and slow. Remember, to make a new habit attainable, it's best to make it easy and not push yourself too hard and expect perfection. Start by only trying to meditate for just 5 minutes. And not 5 good minutes, just 5 minutes. Set a timer, relax, and then stop when the timer goes off. One mistake I made when I first tried meditating was that I thought I had to have a completely clear mind, and that was difficult for an HSP who had never tried meditating before, let alone slowing down enough to attempt to meditate. Meditating isn't about having a perfectly clear and still mind, especially not in the beginning. So if you do try meditating, simply try to just be present with your body, allowing your thoughts to come and go, noticing them and then letting them pass through, like watching cars drive by in the distance. I also want to add a word of caution here to those highly sensitive people who might have very, very busy minds with highly ambitious personalities who are always thinking and always doing. If you feel you've been running too fast and too hard mentally for too long and pushing aside any negative thoughts, they may start to catch up with you when you finally slow down to be present with your internal state. This is what happened to me when I first tried meditating, so keep that in mind, and when starting out with a meditation practice, don't ever hesitate to reach out to a therapist or a counselor for support if you're noticing negative thoughts starting to surface while you're beginning to practice meditation. It's a great idea also to keep a journal. This can be a digital or physical log. Get yourself a fresh notebook or start a new Google Doc, somewhere you can jot down notes in. This is highly recommended for at least the purpose of getting your thoughts out of your head. This is the same reason why that brain dump I mentioned in the previous module is helpful for HSPs and combats overthinking. Getting your thoughts out of your head and into some sort of log makes a big difference in your overall mental space. You literally make room up there and declutter your mind. You will notice you will feel more at peace when you keep a journal, especially throughout something like this course, where you will be learning, processing, and coming up with ideas a lot as you progress through the program. It will also serve as a very useful log for you to reflect back on your most important and meaningful takeaways from this course. I also really want to emphasize participation. As a reminder, James Clear said, "Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become." Participating is how you will get your results. Knowledge is power, but only if you're able to implement what you learn. The reason this is a course with actionable exercises is because I genuinely know that taking action beyond just learning is a very important part of getting results. Taking action on what you learn may feel scary sometimes, and you may be stretching yourself out of your comfort zone, but that is the only way that you grow. To try new things, bet on yourself, acknowledge your fear, and go after what you want in life anyway. Every time you participate, even in small ways, you gain more and more from this experience. And along the same line of thought, do your best to show up. Remember, James Clear said, the point is to master the habit of showing up. Do your best to be present and show up for yourself. The earlier version of you that was struggling on their own, I'm sure wanted the support and insights you now have access to very badly. Honor that part of you that needs this and get every ounce of value out of this that there is available to you by showing up to the best of your ability. And showing up, even on days when you don't feel like it, is what will make all the difference. That is how you will build good habits, and that is how you will succeed. In summary, do the coursework where you can be focused and comfortable. Practice deep belly breathing. Interrupt overthinking cycles. Remember, overthinking is repetitive and is different than simply processing new information. Consider giving yourself time to slow down your mind each day, before and or after working in the course. Keep a journal and do your best to participate and show up for yourself. All of these suggestions I've given you here as success habits are meant to be helpful ideas for you to consider. You do not need to feel like you need to, on top of beginning this course, also start a journaling practice, a meditation practice, go on walks every day to get more into your body, fix your breathing style, and rearrange your whole living space to be a sanctuary. Overwhelming you is not the point, and many of these ideas we will be revisiting later in this course, so don't feel like you're meant to try to tackle all of these things at once. This list is solely meant to be a small handful of supportive ideas for you to consider if any of them sound good to you to support your success in this course. I like to end the course videos with some affirmations to help new supportive beliefs begin to sink into your mind, heart, and body, and allow the internal shifts that will eventually lead to external results start to take place for you. So if you like, I invite you to gently place your hand on your head, on your heart, or your stomach, or wherever feels the most supportive to you right now. Connect to your inner self and your experience. Take a deep breath and repeat after me. With the right habits, it is more than possible for me to succeed. I deserve to feel proud of the person I am becoming. A new trajectory in life is just one decision away. Big positive changes and transformation in life happen as a result of small, consistent actions that I am more than capable of. It is safe for me to step into the embodiment of my most successful self. I welcome mistakes because they ultimately help me learn how to get to my goals more effectively. Perceived failures are a natural part of the success process. How did you feel hearing or repeating these statements? Which ones felt expansive, uplifting, or soothing? Which ones maybe felt incongruent, untrue, or stirred up resistance within you? Just take note of what you felt. Allow any positive feelings to expand, and turn towards any resistance with gentle curiosity. Allow your whole system the opportunity to slowly open up to the idea that success could actually be very attainable and not all that complicated. What if success isn't a matter of luck or even hard work, but just consistency?